Join me as I dive into some mind-bending time loops and see if I can make sense of them all. In this video, you'll delve into the mind-bending concept of time loops, exploring their implications in science, philosophy, and pop culture. What would happen if you found yourself stuck in a time loop? You'd likely experience a mix of emotions: confusion, frustration, and maybe even a sense of déjà vu. As the minutes tick by, you'd start to question your own sanity, wondering if you're losing your grip on reality. But beyond the initial shock, a time loop would also raise some profound questions about the nature of time itself. Would you try to find a way out? Or would you use the opportunity to relive the same moment over and over, perfecting every detail? The psychological and existential challenges that come with being stuck in a time loop are immense. On one hand, you'd have the chance to learn from your mistakes, correct past errors, and become a better version of yourself. But on the other hand, the repetition would be exhausting, and the lack of progress would be suffocating. Imagine having the same conversations, eating the same meals, and experiencing the same events day in and day out. The monotony would be crushing, and you'd start to feel like you're trapped in some kind of never-ending nightmare. But what if you could use the time loop to your advantage? What if you could learn to appreciate the little things, find beauty in the mundane, and cultivate a sense of gratitude for the smallest joys in life? Let's dive into famous examples of time loops in films and literature, discussing how they affect characters and narratives, from Groundhog Day to Edge of Tomorrow. In the classic comedy Groundhog Day, Bill Murray's character, Phil Connors, is forced to relive the same day over and over, initially struggling to come to terms with his situation. But as the loops continue, he begins to use the opportunity to improve himself, learning new skills and becoming a better person. In Edge of Tomorrow, Tom Cruise's character, Major William Cage, finds himself reliving the same day in a desperate battle against an alien invasion. The film's use of time loops adds an extra layer of tension and complexity to the action sequences, as Cage learns from his mistakes and adapts to the situation. Time loops have also been explored in literature, perhaps most famously in 12:01 p.m. by Richard Lupoff. The short story follows a man who finds himself stuck in a never-ending loop, reliving the same hour over and over. As the loops continue, he becomes obsessed with finding a way out, but the story raises questions about the nature of time and the human experience. From a narrative perspective, time loops offer a unique opportunity to explore themes and characters in a way that's both repetitive and progressive. They allow storytellers to examine the consequences of different actions and decisions, creating a sense of complexity and depth that might be difficult to achieve through more traditional storytelling methods. The most fascinating aspect of time loops is their potential for personal growth and change. Discover how characters break free from their loops and what that teaches us about life. In many cases, time loops serve as a kind of crucible, forcing characters to confront their flaws and weaknesses head-on. As they relive the same moments over and over, they're given the opportunity to learn from their mistakes and adapt to new situations. This process of growth and self-improvement is often at the heart of time loop narratives. By reliving the same moments, characters are able to develop new skills, build new relationships, and cultivate a deeper understanding of themselves and the world around them. Perhaps the most significant lesson that time loops teach us is the importance of living in the present. When you're stuck in a never-ending loop, the concept of past and future becomes meaningless. All that matters is the here and now. In a way, time loops can be seen as a metaphor for life itself. We're all stuck in our own personal timelines, reliving the same patterns and experiences over and over. But it's how we choose to respond to those experiences that truly matters. Time loops not only entertain us, but also challenge our understanding of time and existence. Reflect on the key themes we've discussed today. If you enjoyed this exploration of time loops, make sure to check out our video on the science of time travel and leave your thoughts in the comments below.